Good morning, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for the support you give me, for the lovely messages. There are lots of new people on my page at the moment that are commenting, so welcome. I do enjoy what I do. However, at the moment it's a little bit intermittent because I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So if you want a personal reading with me, you can go to www.theaussiegoddess.com where you can book and pay for a reading. I'm only available in Australian time on Tuesday and Wednesday. However, if you do want a reading and you can't do those 2 days, I do ask that you email me. I may be able to have the availability at another time. So let's see how we're going. Okay, now this is really interesting because I just did some readings for TikTok, and it does talk about, I did get asked to do a TikTok on decision making, and am I making the right decision at this time? And the Two of Swords has just come out there, which is sort of always, it always astounds me how the readings, no matter what, will always be very similar. So the Two of Swords is a decision, but it's not an easy decision to make because it is swords. So in this card and in the traditional tarot, we see someone who's blindfolded. So the moon's not at full behind them. It's only partially visible, which does mean this person is trying to make a decision with very little information. So no thought of what's going to happen in the future, perhaps very little information about what the decision's going to mean. The thing is, this person has got both arms crossed across their heart, so it's not an easy decision to make. So it's probably something that's going to hurt a little. And being that the swords represent clarity, cutting things out, letting things go, cutting ties, all those sort of things, very often the Two of Swords means that you're doing something that perhaps doesn't feel right for you, but you need to do it because you know it's the right thing to do. I'm sure we've all made decisions in that time, but the fact that the moon is only very small here and that she's blindfolded means she's making a decision, not really knowing where it's going, not really having any idea, but knowing that she's doing the right thing by either cutting things out or communicating some sort of information forward. Now, I feel like here, the Seven of Wands is really about standing firm, standing tight, you know, saying I'm going to stick with this and whatever. So whatever this decision that you're going to be making is, you feel really committed to it. So again, it may not be an easy decision, but it's a commitment. So for example, and I love giving examples, could be that you're cutting a family member out because you just do not see eye to eye with them anymore. Maybe you're cutting someone out because they've treated you really badly. You may really like them, but you know it's the best thing to do. It could be that you're making a decision to walk away from a job. It might be very lucrative. You might be getting a lot of pay from it, but you may be feeling bullied or in a bad situation. So again, whatever this is, you are really sticking by your decision. And here we have the Eight of Cups. So something you're doing is not bringing emotional fulfillment. Something you are doing is dragging you down. And even though it may be your money, it may be your, you know, your solidity, it may be a family member, a relationship, you know that you need to walk away. And there's the ending with the World. Now, it's really interesting. I'm going to go one more. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio here. There is an ending to something that you are realizing that although you know it's the right thing to do, it's still not easy. I have a feeling I might be talking to somebody here who has to cut out a child or has to do tough love on a child. There is a real feeling here that whatever it is, it probably goes against your very moral fiber, but you know that you're not doing any good by staying where you are or treating someone the way you are. There comes a point where we know what's best for us, and maybe it's starting to drain your energy or make you feel uncomfortable. Maybe you're feeling bullied, pushed around, abused, whatever it is. It's time to let go, make that decision and move on. Feel like it's going to be a very good decision. And look at that, Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, it does make me feel like it's some sort of financial situation. could be a job. It could be that somebody else has been supporting you, but they're making it very, very clear that they are giving you help. So I think sometimes that's the worst kind of help, when you ask for help and somebody keeps reminding you of how much they've helped you. But whatever this is, this decision is going to be a much better situation for you here with the Ace of Pentacles. All right, we do have the Devil card coming through. Could be dealing with a Capricorn. We have the Magician. And we have the Three of Pentacles. You know, sometimes in life we tend to do things, we know they make us feel uncomfortable, we know they don't feel right for us, but we keep doing them because we feel somehow or another that it's what we need to do. Maybe we feel obliged or compromised in some way. But when I see the Devil there, especially with the Magician, you're being manipulated. So maybe you started to understand this. This is perhaps something to do with your ego, that you're sticking around for it. Sometimes we think we don't want to let people down, we don't want to hurt people, and then that codependency starts kicking in, and we start considering other people's feelings over our own. So when I see the Magician here, I want to say to you, whatever this is, it's more than likely some form of manipulation or some form of abuse that you're putting up with because you have a codependent nature. And I always think the codependent nature is one of those things that comes through very strongly when I say to someone, you need to leave that situation, and they say to me, oh, that would really hurt them. Then you know you're codependent. You do have the Three of Pentacles here, though. So I sort of feel that whatever this is, and I sort of alluded to it in the beginning, there's a lot of lessons that you've learned in this situation. Perhaps you will never be tricked again. You may never pick the same person again. Maybe you understand why you need to walk away. And all that, though that decision is really difficult, you know that it's the right thing for you to do with that Three of Pentacles. So it's like you're being self-invested. So that's really good. All right, we have the Five of Swords, another card of walking away, the Judgment card, and the Six of Wands. All right, well, this in itself says to me that whatever this situation is, things are only going to get better from here on inwards. And it may hurt for a little while, especially with that Five of Swords energy, because for me that is about, you know, that feeling of an empty victory. I've lost something. It feels really sad, and it may keep wanting to pull you back. And remember, that is the codependency. If you feel that you need to go back because you haven't done anything the right way, or you haven't sort of listened to your own guidance, then that Five of Swords is really that card of walking away even though you don't want to, which has come up very strongly in this reading. But when I see the Six of Wands and the Judgment card, I feel like absolutely 100% you're going to realize when you look back on this how it was hurting you, affecting you, and how you may have been being treated. I love that that Six of Wands came out there. Six of Pentacles coming through as well. All right, with the Star card. And we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness, let me just put another card on that, and the Hierophant. All right, so that to me says that you've realized that, you know, you've realized that you love yourself in basic terms. You realize here that the love you have for yourself measures up to anything else. So there has come a tipping point here where you've started to understand you have to love and respect yourself. Now, because the Hierophant's here, often it's a card of like tradition. So I feel like for some of you, you may be in a marriage or in a commitment with somebody or something where in your heart you may have been taught that the right thing to do was to put up with it and stick around. I feel like really, really strongly here, this is where you've started to do this tipping point, where you're starting to realize, although it's sort of kept you trapped, you know that you need to consider yourself here, okay, no matter what. So to me, this sort of means that perhaps there is sort of some form of manipulation going on in this situation. Whatever it is, I feel like with that Three of Pentacles, you've more than likely started to recognize that it is not right for you, or you're not on the right path with it. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords. So a decision needs to be made. I feel like you're standing firm on this. You may have been also fighting against it. So whatever it is, you are walking away with that Eight of Cups. All right, we do have the World card coming out here, which sort of says to me it's the end of something. You also have the Ten of Wands. So maybe it will be a really big relief for you knowing that you've made that decision. You could be dealing with the King of Cups, but the King of Cups for me often represents a father figure. So it could be a father we're talking about, or a significant male in your life. But it also can talk about, as I said, someone who you're in a relationship with. All right, let's have a look at an oracle card. Wow, all right, we've worked hard for this one this morning. Spirit, for some reason, no, that's it. Fork in the road. All right, let's have a look at what that says. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It's card number 13, if that's your lucky number. Time to make a decision. Always works. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. Holy dooly. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and been asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less travelled or the one well worn by others who've come before you? Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it's an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. And that's what I feel. You know, it may be hard at first, and it may be one of those decisions that may be your question, but I feel like in the long run, it's going to prove to be a much better direction for you. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.